music, the songs I'm singing. Thanks for all the joy they're bringing. Who can live without it? I ask in all honesty. What would life be without a song or a dance? What are we? So I say thank you for the music, for giving it to me. Mother says I was a dancer before I could walk. She says I began to sing long before I could talk. And I often wonder, how did it all start? Who found out that nothing can capture a heart like a melody can? Well, whoever it was, I'm a fan. So I say thank you for the music, the songs I'm singing. Thanks for all the joy they're bringing. Who can live without it? I ask in all honesty. What would life be without a song or a dance? What are we? So I say thank you for the music, for giving it to me. I've been so lucky. I am the girl with golden hair. I want to sing it out to everybody. What a joy, what a life, what a chance. Thank you for the music, the songs I'm singing. Thanks for all the joy they're bringing. Who can live without it? I ask in all honesty. What would life be without a song or a dance? What are we? So I say thank you for the music, for giving it to me. So I say thank you for the music, for giving it to me.
Wonderful. Good morning. Wonderful. Good to hear you. I'm Brenda Boissard. I'm a member here at South Valley. My pronouns are she and her. And welcome to our service today, both virtually, those who are joining us on the streaming at YouTube, and also here today. Our worship team is a collaborative effort, and we have Rob Carlson, who is our Director of Religious Education. We've got Charlotte Knudsen, who we just heard, her beautiful voice, and Ricklin, his beautiful piano playing, and John Allen, our music director, and Sarah Nicholson, a board member, and, of course, Reverend Laura. And we would like to extend an especially warm welcome to anyone who's here for the first time. We're so glad you found us. And if you want to know more about South Valley, we encourage you to fill out the connection card via the online form found in the order of service you downloaded. And there's a barcode to download if you missed that coming in. And we also have a pastoral care team for the times when we would like to have some connection and some caring. And that is able to find the link to that on the website and on that downloaded card. We have a religious exploration program that meets weekly on Sundays during worship and hosts activities through the month. And Rob will be giving us an update here in a moment of what's happening there. And there is a lot happening at South Valley. Happenings weekly newsletter is a great way to find out what's going on. And you can subscribe to that through the website as well. Rob, come on up.
Good morning, friends. My name is Rob Carlson, and I'm the Director of Religious Exploration here at South Valley. My pronouns are he, him. Just wanted to offer some reminders about some of the exciting things happening in our RE program. I'm really, really excited to let you know that we will be having a holiday pageant here at South Valley on December 12th during the worship service. Lemony Snicket's The Latka Who Couldn't Stop Screaming tells the tale of an irate Latka at Hanukkah who escapes from being cooked in a hot frying pan. He runs into various ill-informed Christmas symbols along the way who learn about the customs of Hanukkah. This is going to be a lot of fun. All of our kids and youth are invited to participate. We'll have two very brief, very relaxed rehearsals, one on Friday, December 10th from 5 to 6 p.m., and another on Saturday, the 11th from 3 to 4 p.m. There are still some small speaking parts, some non-speaking parts. Nobody needs to memorize anything. We just want this to be a lot of fun. So we hope your kids and teens will join us, and we ask that you would. Several of you have let me know that your young people will want to participate, which is just awesome. And I just ask that so that I make sure to remember who has told me that, you sign up by using the brief electronic form that was sent out through email and the Happenings newsletter and our social media and the community listserv. Again, just going to be a lot of fun, and we hope that they'll join us for that. We are also going to be hosting a holiday crafternoon here at the church on Saturday the 11th at 1 o'clock down in the social hall. We're going to have some cookie decorating and holiday card making and some other fun crafts, perler beads, shrinky dinks, holiday coloring pages, a lot of fun stuff. So we hope you'll join us for that. And for those who will be participating in the pageant as well, we'll have that brief that rehearsal from 3 to 4 afterwards. So we hope to see you there for that. And then, as Brenda mentioned, we have things happening each week here at South Valley. Following the Time for All Ages portion of our service coming up shortly, we have Children's Chapel offered downstairs for our kids in pre-K through 5th grade, and Shawnee and Jordan Roberts and Sherry and Mac Lund and her team host our middle and high schoolers downstairs. And just another thank you for the support from all of you for our religious exploration programs, and we hope to see you soon.
Do these look familiar to anyone? We had our annual auction last night on Zoom. Thanks to everyone who was part of it, which means everyone, because we all bid and we all donated things. And I got the Shrinky Dink party. Speaking of Shrinky Dinks, I can't wait. So if you bought silent auction items, they are downstairs for you today. So be sure to go down there after and pick them up. Anyone watching online, we're going to be here till 1, so you can come on in and grab your cool stuff. I think you have to show what you got, Reverend Laura. I don't know that everyone has seen them. Shoes! Awesome shoes. Okay. For me, actually. Okay. So, and I also want to hold up our own Cindy Martin. Will you just stand for a sec? And Cindy is going to leave us and retire. She's not leaving us, but she's going to retire. And so we are happy for her, and we're going to have a going away party, right? On December 19th after service, yeah? Okay. And we will be taking some donations for the party and a gift, etc. So Ellen Pageant is the person to see about that. And do not come to church next week. When do you ever hear that, huh? We're not having church here next week because we're going to give service. So next week at 10:30, the usual time, meet at the Murray Park access for the Jordan River Parkway. And we'll be picking up trash and beautifying that area as our service to the community. And there will not be worship, okay? So please come to that. I would like Jonas and Simeon Thomas to come on up to light the chalice. Do I see them? There they are. And we will be lighting our chalice together, so if you'd like to rise and stand in body, mind, or spirit as we say our chalice lighting words, and use our actions if you want. Okay. And as they light the chalice, let us say, We light this chalice for the warmth of love, for the light of truth, and for the energy of action. Thank you. Please stay standing for the opening hymn. Opening hymn number 1010, We Give Thanks.
10:10, and we invite you all to sing along with your masks on, and we'll sing together.
Sarah.
Good morning. I'm Sarah Featherstone, and I'm a member of the Board of Trustees here at South Valley UU Society. My pronouns are she, her, and hers. Come, whoever you are welcome here. No matter your age, your size, the color of your eyes, your hair, your skin, you are welcome here. No matter your gender, whom you love, how you speak, or whatever your abilities, you are welcome here. You are welcome here whether you come with laughter in your heart or tears in your eyes. You are welcome here. No matter what you have experienced in the past, no matter what awaits you in the future, you are welcome here. Whether you believe in God all of the time, or some of the time, or none of the time, you are welcome here. This is a community of open minds, loving hearts, and willing hands. You are welcome here at South Valley Unitarian Universalist Society.
I really do love my new preaching shoes. Thank you to the auction. I've never had a pair of shoes quite this wild before, so it's like really stretching me in my fashion. This area, which is now known as the Greater Salt Lake Metropolitan Area, is named after the Ute tribe and is home to the Shoshone, Paiute, Goshute, and Ute tribes. As we settle into worship this morning, we acknowledge and we honor that this place has always been a gathering place and a place of community for many, many Native American tribes across the ages. We also acknowledge that these lands were taken from them by force, and their peoples were ravaged by disease and famine and forced migration.
And to pass out the bread for our community. I want to thank the Debbings for bringing donuts. What a year this has been. And what better way to celebrate bread communion than with a sugary fried piece of bread? And so, breaking this bread, we confess our dependence upon and our responsibility for our Mother Earth and the community of life in all its many forms. Breaking this bread, we celebrate our unity with all peoples who have lived upon the earth, who have been warmed by the great sun, who have seen the greening of the spring, who have stood watching wind sweep a field of wheat, who have tried to count the stars in a cloudless winter sky. Please join me. The words are on your orange piece of paper. By blessing this donut for the bread of life. We bless these loaves. We bless this bread we have in common with one another and with all people. We bless all the things that feed us, body and heart, mind and soul. We bless these loaves. We bless these loaves. I bless these loaves. I invite the high school youth now to come forward. Upon this table is the blessing of the bread that you have brought to share in community this morning. Our youth will now pass that out. If you require a piece of gluten-free bread, please be sure to raise your hand so we may be sure to deliver that bread to you. Once you receive your bread, please hold it and don't eat it right away, or take 2 pieces, one for now and one for later if you must. I encourage you to take a pause and to just take a moment. Feel the texture of the bread. Feel its weight. It's the loving hands that made it, and the astonishing chain of events that brings this bread to your lips, here and now with these people, in this sacred place. Once everyone has their bread, we will partake together. And for those at home, please also now break off a piece of your bread and take this time for silent reflection while we wait for those gathered here in the sanctuary to receive their bread.
There's plenty of bread. Please do take several.
Every seed remembers spring planting, memories of warmth and darkness, and rich black soil. Every stalk remembers that first glowing glimpse of sky, stirring wind, blessing rain, and sun's caress. The whole world is green.
Every grain remembers spring, summer, and now autumn. Growing gold, cooling air, paling sun, heavy, full, pregnant. Now is the time of harvest. Every loaf remembers all of this, all that has gone before. Every hand, everything that touched it, cradled it like an infant and offered it up, rain, soil, sun, seed, stalk, grain, impossibly alive as nights grow long and all else withers.
And so life begets life and greater life until the great wheel turns and spring comes round again. Let us feast with one another now. Now that we have feasted, let us be silent with one another. We're going to work up to 3 minutes of silent meditation over time. Today we're going to do 2, just giving you a heads up. Please join me in a moment of prayer or reflection. Whichever door of the divine you enter into, swing it open as you will. Spirit of life, sun and soil and wind that brings us the bounty of goodness that has been this bread. Let us be grateful for what we have been given this day. This has been quite a time. As we prepare this week to enter a time of Thanksgiving, may we find solid ground in the midst of a world that seems upside down. May we remember to reach out with a friendly gesture to those that we meet, knowing that they have lived a whole life of which we are just a brief moment. Let us root down with kindness with one another. Let us also hold space for all that has transpired these last 18 months in the midst of the pandemic. Let us hold space for those who have lost their lives, over 5 million to date. To the 75 in Utah who lost their lives this last week, that grief is most fresh. May our silence encircle them, remind the families that they are loved. Let us be quiet with one another. Blessed be. May it be so.
A story from Phyllis and David Gershader. Bread is for eating, Mamita says when I leave bread on my plate. And she sings this song to me. El pan es para comer, el pan es para la vida, no tires el pan, ay, ay, vida mía. Think of the seed asleep in the ground. Think of the earth, a dark, cozy bed. Think of the sun shining down on the earth. Think of the rain waking the seed from its slumber. I am thinking, Mamita. I'm thinking about the little sprouts coming up from the ground. And Mamacita says, this song is for the sprouting seed. El pan es para comer, el pan es para la vida, no tires el pan, ay, ay, vida mía. Think of the farmer who tills the soil, hoping the rains will come in time. Think of the harvester who cuts the wheat and catches the grain. Is it time for a song? A song for the grains of wheat? Yes. El pan es para comer, el pan es para la vida, no tires el pan, ay, ay, vida mía. Think of the worker who loads the grain and takes it to town. Think of the miller who grinds grain into flour so soft and fine. Think of the storekeeper who sells us the flour. Yes, I'm thinking, Mamita. I'm thinking about the money we need to buy flour. And Mamita says, this song is also for the families working all day to put bread on the table. El pan es para comer, el pan es para la vida, no tires el pan, ay, ay, vida mía. Think of the cook kneading flour with water and yeast. Think of the baker baking the bread before dawn. Think of the people around the world dreaming, only dreaming of bread. I'm hungry for bread, Mamita, I say. Then toast it and butter it or spread it with jam. Eat it cold, eat it hot. Eat a little, eat a lot. El pan es bueno. We thank the seed, the earth, the sun and the rain for the grain, the beautiful grain, and sing for the bread that gives us life, again and again and again. El pan es para comer, el pan es para la vida, no tires el pan, ay, ay, vida mía. Bread is so good to eat. Bread is the staff of life. Don't throw the bread away. Ay, ay, love of my life. Now at this time, I invite our young people to join Grace and I downstairs for our RE activities.
This community, our church, and its many ministries are only made possible by the gifts that we all give of our time, our talent, and our treasure. Many of us pledge monthly to support this work, and for this we're grateful. and the gifts ensure that we live our values of love and justice in the world outside. We have a gentleman over there with a love and justice mask. Everybody has to check that out after the service. It's perfect for us. There you go. Part of our ministry at South Valley includes sharing our Sunday worship offerings with a charitable organization that aligns with our principles and values. In loving memory of Connie Gates, one of our founding members and a fierce justice advocate, our Social Action Council has chosen the UU Service Committee Guest at Your Table program as our offering split for November and December. The UUSC works to uphold the rights of people displaced due to climate, conflict, and economic hardships, and responds to humanitarian crises. Materials are also available for us to have a box at our table, and Dana Wright can tell you more, and there's a table in the back to find out more later. We will now accept our offering. For those at home, you're invited to use the giving link in the online order of service. And the ushers, please come forward at this time. And we will have our offertory music.
I'd just like to thank you for joining us and continuing to experiment with supporting the attitude of worship in the service by holding our enthusiasm for the musical numbers in silence after. Thank you.
For all we have found the courage to give, may we be grateful. May these gifts be a blessing for South Valley and the Unitarian Universalist Service Committee. At this time, let us participate in our shared ritual of joys and sorrows. This ritual is conducted in silence. We are working towards being able to bring your voices back in. Give us a few more weeks to get that ritual going again. I do share that Bonnie Kaufman has asked for prayers for her wife, Peggy, who is recovering from surgery. All gathered here in the sanctuary are invited to process up to the Joys and Sorrows table to take a stone and place it in the water to represent your joy or your sorrow that you would like held in community. And at the close of the ritual, we will add one additional stone to represent those joys and sorrows unexpressed, but still held in kindness. I invite you to come up this side and return to your seats on that side to just help maintain the flow and good distancing for COVID-19. Our sermon this morning is a co-creation. I invite Sarah to come forward at this time, along with Brenda. 3 readings with music in between by John. grounded, grateful, and whole. This first reading is The Waterfall by Mary Oliver. For being grounded. For all they said, I could not see the waterfall until I came and saw the water falling, its lace legs and its womanly arms sheeting down, while something howled like thunder over the rocks all day and all night, unspooling, like ribbons made of snow or God's white hair. At any distance, it fell without a break or seam, and slowly, a simple preponderance, a fall of flowers, and truly it seemed surprised by the unexpected kindness of the air and light-hearted to be finally flying at last. Gravity is a fact everybody knows about. It's always underfoot, like a summons, gravel-backed and mossy in every beetled basin. An imagination, that striver, that third eye, can do a lot, but hardly everything. The white scrolled wings of the tumbling water I never could have imagined. And maybe there will be, after all, some slack and perfectly balanced, blind and rough peace, finally, in the deep and green and utterly motionless pools, after all that falling.
All the stirrings of compassion, blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
Our second reading is The Blessings of Community by Douglas Taylor. It is on your sheet on the orange paper. You're invited to read the parts in between the speakers that say all.
Alone in the world, I was beset with frustration and anger at the world around me. So much injustice and hatred, so little peace and freedom. I longed to make a difference. I struggled against powers and institutions, but my actions seemed insignificant and my words were drowned out. Then I came into community, a religious community of hope and love. Here I found support and energy, vision and power, the authority of shared witness. And together we changed the world.
Alone in the world, I was beset by sorrow and hurt in my life. So much loss and emptiness, so little hope and understanding. I wept for the pain in my heart. I ached from the hardships I bore. But my tears brought little relief and my burdens grew too heavy. Then I came into community, a religious community of hope and love. Here I found support and compassion, wisdom and grace, and the power of shared suffering. And together we made life sweeter.
Alone in the world, I was beset by confusion and emptiness in my soul. So much busyness and pettiness, so little depth or connection. I shriveled inside from want of real spiritual bonds, and my soul cried out for meaning. Then I came into community, a religious community of hope and love. Here I found support and encouragement, depth and diversity, and the power of sharing the journey. And together we saved my life. For all the varied reasons that have brought us out of loneliness and into community, we give thanks. For the blessings we bestow on one another with our energy, compassion, and prayer, we give thanks. For the blessings we become to others in need, we give thanks. And remember, we are not alone. A reading for our wholeness. Out of a community of diverse heritage and belief, we come together now to share our hope and to create good in the world. The prophets of all traditions and times have taught that we are called to mercy, generosity, and mutual care, and that to be great is to serve. We know that there can be no enduring humanity for happiness, so long as suffering and want go unrelieved. Until all may be sheltered, none of us is truly at home. May the power of our various faiths sustain us in this work, that we may be the hands of holy creativity and justice, and together build a better world.
All the
Yay! Please keep standing as you're willing in mind, body, and spirit, and join us in our actions as we extinguish our chalice. And remember, it says warmth of community. I always forget that. Okay. We extinguish this chalice, but not the warmth of community, the light of truth, or the energy of action. We hold each other in our hearts until we meet again. Stay standing. Stay standing.
Going to be Episcopalian before the day is over. Stand, sit, kneel. So please hear now the benediction. The goodness is underneath our feet and in the sky above us. Breathe in and know that you are part of the ever-turning cycle of life and that it is good to be together. What a joy it is to see all of you in person. I'm so looking forward to having this part of our life continue to return. I invite you to be seated now for the postlude, and as you go and to take this time for silent reflection. Social hour is inside if you'd like, or outside if you prefer. And I just remind people that we are all in different places with the pandemic, and to remember not to just run up and hug someone, ask for an elbow, or give a hug if that's consensual. So, may we be well.
Tis the gift to be simple, tis the gift to be free, tis the gift to come down where you ought to be. And when we find ourselves in the place just right, 'twill be in the valley of love and delight, where true simplicity is gained. To bow and to bend we shan't be ashamed, till turn will be our delight, till by turning we come round right. 'Tis the gift to be simple, 'tis the gift to be free, 'tis the gift to come down where you ought to be. And when we find ourselves in the place just right,